This is a subject that really bothers me, and I'm sure it bothers you too. Whether it's on a cell phone or in the playground, bullying just seems to be a fact of life in schools. And it's YouTube clips like this one you're watching right now that has authorities scrambling to deal with it at all levels. Until now, schools have not been held to account for what tends to happen, but our guests tonight have changed that. Steve Paris and Angel Garden got a $9,000 settlement from the Rudolph Steiner School in Titirangi, which they say ignored the violence towards their 8-year-old daughter. Thank you so much for coming in. Now, you say your daughter was hit, held underwater and even threatened with an axe by older boys at the school. How did the school respond when you complained?
Well, they told us initially that they took this very seriously, but nothing happened. I mean, this took place over 4 months at the time that our eldest daughter was at that school. And the end result was that after the axe incident, they expelled all our children.
You were thrown out of the school?
Yes.
The kids were, yeah.
They now say that they regret refusing to take a meeting with you early on. But based on what you've heard, and we need to emphasise that this is word of mouth, you've heard something about a philosophy at the school on bullying. Can you explain that to me?
It's not, we can't get an answer. You know, they do say, they have signed up to a document that says that pedagogical methods will be used in dealing with matters of discipline. But what they are, we don't know. But we also know that they do operate, they take into consideration what they call the temperaments. And they do operate some kind of understanding of karma. So whether or not, I mean, we can't get a statement on that.
So the karma that belongs to the child has led to the behaviour or what's being visited upon the child. Okay, how hard have you had to fight to get recognition that there was even an issue here?
Really hard. It took us 3.5 years since the kids got expelled. We went to the Ministry of Education, we went to ERO, we went to the Health and Safety. They didn't care. The only people who listened really was the Human Rights Commission.
And that's how you got it sorted eventually?
Yes.
That's right.
All right. What agreement did you come to?
We in the school agreed certain statements which corroborate the story that our daughter told, and the fact that we were basically legally obligated to protect our children's welfare in the school. And
the reason the Human Rights Commission got involved, I understand, was not on the basis of the bullying which started this whole issue. It's on the basis that you were thrown out of the school as a family, therefore denying your children's right to an education.
Correct.
That's right.
And that's the one that fell through the loophole in the law on private schools in New Zealand, because private schools in New Zealand are not legally obligated to look after the welfare of children.
So on that basis, other parents will be watching saying, my kid's being bullied, maybe this is what I need to do. Is that a road you'd suggest that they go down?
Well, it's a very hard road, but if you want a potentially positive resolution, then it's the one to take. What we did is we documented everything that happened to us through emails, through video, everything we could get that could prove that what we said was the truth. And then we put it all on a website so that people could follow what was going on. And this is, well, being open and keeping to the facts is, I'm pretty sure, is what led us to this.
So perseverance in your case?
I would definitely encourage parents to insist on keeping the channels of communication with schools open.
And sometimes you have to insist pretty hard. Angel Garden and Steve Paris, thanks for telling us your story.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Well, when we contacted the school, they refused to comment beyond the statement that's already been in the media. In it, school manager Mark Thornton admits the bullying behaviour and expresses his regret.
And if you're wondering how widespread and prevalent bullying is in New Zealand schools, well, too bad. The Ministry of Education tells us schools are not required to report it unless it results in suspension or stand down. How do you reckon you'd feel? That karma thing, if a teacher told you...
I'd be hitting a roof pretty damn soon. The
reason that your child is getting bullied is because of something they did in a past life.
Well, I mean, I'd be hitting the roof, but my understanding of the whole philosophy of the Rudolph Steiner School is quite a holistic, kind of almost egalitarian approach to it all, to say, oh, well, karma, tough luck, buddies, is mind-boggling, isn't it?
Interestingly, just this afternoon, an email was sent out from another Rudolph Steiner school in the Auckland area to myself and many other journalists, distancing themselves from the Titirangi School's actions.
Heaps coming in online, as you would expect. 7sharp.co.nz. Tanya Moara says, I don't think schools should be paying them out because all the other kids at the school suffer because their school has less funds. Sally King reckons that some parents need to face up to the facts that their angels aren't the angels that they think they are.
They aren't. That's the other thing as well. Are we more aware of it? Is there more around it? Or it's just because it's on video and Facebook and YouTube that we're... I don't know. It's a question I can't answer before the ad break, and I'm not going to.